Hello friends and welcome back to War 9 of Season 8. We're ranked 29th in Platinum 3 heading into this war. Today we'll be taking on GUAX, the German Ultimates, I think, German Ultimate Alliance, I forget. They were a Platinum 3 Alliance last season. Let's hop right in. Today we're taking in same team as last time, Blade, Void, and Ghost Rider. Our first match today is against a 6-star unduped Karnak on the Poison and Bleed Immune Limber node. I don't like taking Void in here with a class disadvantage, but most of Blade's damage is via his bleeds, which is not really an option on this node, so I go in with Void. So I'm at, as I said, a disadvantage with my attack, so the fight is going to be a bit longer than normal. Thankfully, Karnak is a pushover, and there's taking a hit against a Karnak would be pretty embarrassing. So. Just cycling his S1 here. I think I do go back in. Finally, I've gotten over my fear of attacking before his foot stomp there, so you can see I go back in right away. That time I kind of wait, but... So he's got his True Strike up, which doesn't really affect me. That gets that from his S1. And the node doesn't affect my ability to degen him. Get Fear of the Void up about halfway through, so I get a nice attack bonus here. I get a Petrify up, but the order of the debuffs on this particular match don't matter. I do have to be worried about Limber though, because I am doing a hefty number of parries here to get my openings when I'm not baiting out a special attack. I don't think I come close to getting reparried though. Alright, next up we have a 5-star unduped Cosmic Champ. Now this threw me off a little bit because he doesn't have the persistent charge showing there, but it is in fact a Heimdall. When I looked into this later, I found that Heimdall's persistent charge only shows up if he's duped. So that kind of threw me off for a minute. So with Heimdall, he gets True Strike on every one of his special attacks, which gives him like a 25% chance, I think, to auto block. So you really can't go in and punish a special attack unless you absolutely have to take that risk. It's much better to, on this node, just parry stun and go back in for your next opening. Otherwise you risk getting counterattacked. This is a R3 only, and the node doesn't really have anything going on. It was like Power Start 1, cornered. So Void counters it pretty well. Only 20-some hits here to beat him, but on a more powerful node and like a stun immune node, you need to bait out the heavy attack in order to get your in. Alright, next up we have a 6-star Mutant Champ with a persistent charge. I briefly considered this might be a 6-star Mr. Sinister, but I figured it was probably a Sabretooth, so I went in with Blade, and my gamble paid off. So since he's unduped, he will not be regenning. And even though I have class disadvantage, my bleeds are going to make pretty short work of him. And I'm very used to fighting Sabretooths on the mini-boss node later in the map. So I'm pretty good at dodging the special attacks. I rarely get clipped by it. And even with class disadvantage here, you can see I'm cutting it through him pretty well. Getting those constant bleeds up and refilling Blade's power so I can get even more bleeds up. Just cycling through that S1 is a good way. And even if he was regenerating, damage over time is a good way to take down a dupe Sabretooth. So one more combo should do it, and there we go. Alright, so that was a pretty full first tier. More full than usual, I would say. Moving on, we have a Nightcrawler. A duped Nightcrawler on the buffet node. I don't think I've ever seen a Nightcrawler here before. So we're going to boost up for the remainder of the path. I think I just pop one boost here rather than an attack boost. I don't think I use a health boost. So the objective here is to, again, go in with Void. I'll heal him up just in case I take a hit or two. And then we're going to try and do the switch trick as quickly as possible. Because Nightcrawler is easy to beat when he doesn't evade. So the switch trick, if you're not familiar with it, is when he backs up, you want to throw a light attack, and then you see he will sit still, holding block, and his timer will go on, and then he will switch to swashbuckling mode. And now he becomes easy peasy. So I can stun him, I can go in with a 5-hit and a special attack without any evading happening. He is regenerating quite a bit, but again, with no way to shrug off debuffs, as soon as I get a couple petrifies up, he is going to be melting away. So I got a bit lucky there. Petrifies are up, pretty quickly. Trying to bait out this special 2. Nightcrawler special attacks are pretty easy once you get the timing down. There's only 1 or 2 swipe backs. I do miss a parry there, or miss a dex and get tagged. So now he's close to his special 3. Luckily he throws the S2 in the corner. I'm able to dodge out of the way and kind of give myself a little bit of space here. So I'm not panicking. He's got Fear of the Void up. Trying to bait out 1 more special 2, and I think another couple rounds of combos should do it here. There we go. Fire out the special 1, get another Petrify. I should have probably dexed there and just let the Fae kill him rather than parry, but either way, Nightcrawler goes down. Take a couple more hits there than I am comfortable with, so I'm going to have to use some potions, which sucks, but it is what it is. Alright, so once again, this is like the 5th time this season I think we've had an Iron Man on this node. Unduped, so I don't have to worry about the power gain. Wouldn't have to worry about it anyway, but it is a 6-star, so the fight is going to take a little bit longer than normal. This fight can really kind of not lull you into a false sense of security, but it really requires a lot of focus because you really have to nail the timing of the heavy intercepts, and since that's the only way that you are really going to take down an Iron Man on this node, other than if you have like a Corvus. I'm not even sure a Venom could do it on this node, unless you were lucky with your Furies and your Cruelties right away. But you really have to be on your game. And I think at some point later in the fight, I do get tagged by a heavy, because if you miss the dex, then there's a small window with which you can back out of there and launch your own heavy. Then you're going to get hit by a heavy as well. Now I think his heavy, it gives you an armor break, so with willpower, you'll heal back a little bit of the damage, but it's never a good idea to take a hit if you can avoid it. That's rule number 1 in this game, and in war especially. So it doesn't matter. I'm not worried about the order of the debuffs in this case because he is unduped, and by the time he gets to 15% anyway, even if he was duped, I would have had Fear of the Void up. So there's no relying on luck in this fight. It's really all skill. You have to be on your game with the heavy intercepts. And later on, I'm sure you will see that I am not. So the temptation here also is to throw your special 3 early. And you can see, so here's where I get tagged. I get an armor break. I'm down to 50% health, so I'm still confident that I can get through this fight. I'm not going to die. So the temptation is to use your special 3, but the special 3 takes off so much time on the clock. And as I was pointing out a minute ago, we're already under a minute left. I am definitely going to still, win the fight with plenty of time left. But if you are wasting time throwing multiple S3s during the fight, you are probably going to time out because the timer doesn't stop during your special 3. Alright, here we have, you see our rank 5. So this guy had an R5 Medusa in his profile, so I knew right away going in that is what this is. I have to heal back all of the hits that I took from Iron Man in the previous fight. And I think I do pop on a little attack boost here, and then I consider a power boost, and I think I do go with an advanced power boost here, just because I want to get the degen going on Medusa as quickly as possible, just in case she is not being cooperative with her special ones. I don't want to push her over a special 2 because I always get tagged by it. I never remember to just block the whole thing. I always try and do the double evade. It never works. And then you get nailed and stunned, and it's a bad time. So I'm also not that good at timing when her 3rd Fury is coming. So usually if I see she has 2, I will just go in with a heavy no matter what. And I'm also not very good at heavy intercepting her. I'm not quite there yet with the timing, not confident yet. So trying not to, trying to bait out that special one. I'm already backed into the corner, trying to get out. Oop, there we go, heavy attack. You kind of have to pause on a second almost and keep one eye on her Furies, If I had a higher ranking Killmonger, I think this would be a little bit of an easier fight. Maybe not on this node, actually, because that arc overload is a pain to work around without a really high damage champ or a way to reverse it. So, but you can see she took a good deal of damage on the last arc overload, thanks to Fear of the Void and the extra debuffs I have up. So pretty happy with the way this fight is going. I fight Medusas in AQ now, so I've gotten much better at fighting her from when I used to be. And then this last arc overload, I think I'm just backing up waiting for it to kill her. And there you go. So very happy with the way that fight went. One more to go. It is a Cable on the Strike Back recovery node. So Cable's unduped, which means he won't get that power gain or regen when he fills a bar of power. Actually, is it just the power gain? Because he has a regen there. I think it's just the power gain that he's missing. But either way, once I get the Petrifies up, it doesn't matter what he has. So I've been experimenting a lot more outside of war with fully evading his special one. I feel pretty good at it, but in one slip up against a mini boss could be really bad news. So maybe one of these days I'll get brave enough to try it in an actual war fight. But until then, I'm comfortable taking a couple of the gun blasts against my block and then just evading the rest to punish him. So fight's going pretty well. Fear the Void up already. Strike Back node is nullified. Let's get working that degen. Cycling the special one. I don't think I pushed him to his special 2 at all here. Either way, it doesn't matter. His special 2 is fully evadable, but you can't punish it. The special one, again, is harder to fully evade, but you can punish it. So I think in this fight, I just wanted it to be over. So I stuck to the S1. Cable goes down. And that is all she wrote. Man, this feels like a extra long video today. I don't know. I guess it's long fights. Alright, so we did take the victory. Our defense did some major work for us in this war. I think in my battle group, we had a bunch of defenders left up. They got stuck on a buffet kingpin with 3 of their guys got stuck there before they got through it. So defense held up. I don't think they got the 3rd battle group clear, so we had a bunch of extra points left over from defenders remaining. That brings our record to 5-4 for this season. So 3 wars left. Hopefully we can sneak up closer to Platinum 2. Again, I don't think we'll get there, but we'll see what happens. So until next time, thanks for watching and have a good one.